today's topic is going to be if I think that the AFC and NFC should be reconstructed and possibly switched around. The reason I say this is because it's kind of getting out of hand in the AFC to where you have all these good teams, but it's just like only, it's the same one or two teams that's getting to, the AFC championship every year, or they're getting to the Super Bowl every year. So, with me, honestly, I feel like it's kind of like in the NBA with the East and West. Everybody always says that the West is better. In my opinion, it is because the teams are more stacked. Now, back in the day, you could probably argue because you had teams like the Celtics with Rondo, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and then you had the Indiana Pacers with Paul George. You had the Heat with LeBron, Chris Bosh, and D Wade. You just had a lot of other teams to complement the East. With players in the East that could complement them and going against the West, and you had teams like Kobe Bryant and Shaq with the Lakers and stuff like that. So I feel like now it's a lot less balanced out in the NFL and NBA. I feel like the NBA is doing a better job at getting some of those guys to go to the Eastern side. But as far as the NFL goes, in the AFC, you got teams like the Chiefs, you got teams like the Jets. You got the Patriots, the Chargers, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Texans. You got all these good teams over here. The Bengals, I don't know if I said the Bengals already, but you got all these good teams over here with all these good quarterbacks. And then you come over here to the NFC, and you kind of got like, the Rams, Cowboys, Eagles, Cardinals, Giants, Commanders, stuff like that. I feel like the AFC is definitely the better division, but I wouldn't mind seeing, teams like the Chargers come over to the NFC. I wouldn't mind seeing the Browns come over to the NFC. And I wouldn't even mind seeing the Raiders come over to the NFC. And then we could switch teams over, like the Giants go over there, and we switch them out for the Jets. The Chiefs can stay over there. I feel like possibly maybe even sending over like the Eagles or the Cowboys, switching us over to the AFC, having us play some of them teams over there. And the reason I say this is because I feel like from a competition standpoint, you kind of know what you're going to get out of the teams that's going to be in the running for it all in the end. I feel like with teams in the AFC, you kind of already know who's going to be in the playoffs for sure. You got the Ravens, the Chiefs, Chargers if they can figure it all out, the Texans. It's just like it's always the same constant teams. I feel like if anything, you should mix up the divisions. Move some of these teams around to make it a little bit more interesting. You got teams who will never even see the light of day out of the AFC, like the Titans, I feel like, or possibly even the Steelers. I don't ever see them coming out of the AFC at all, especially with, Patrick Mahomes and what the Chiefs got going on right now over there. So I definitely feel like it's going to be a lot harder for teams like that to make it out. And I just feel like it needs to be a little bit more balanced. Some of the better teams that are in the AFC need to come to the NFC so that it's kind of evenly matched as far as like the top teams. Because you have maybe 5 or 6 teams that are considered on paper superstar teams, and then you got over in the NFC, you got really like 3 teams that are really considered like stacked teams, which is the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the 49ers. Those are the only 3 teams that we have over here in our division that are really worth anything. You got the Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs, Chargers, all these teams over there with all these great quarterbacks, and it's kind of like, where's the balance? You even got the Jets. I could put in there with Aaron Rodgers if he can come out and play this entire season and be healthy. I feel like, there might be a little something to talk about right there. But all that to say, man, I feel like everybody wants to see a little bit more competitiveness as far as the AFC and the NFC. At a certain point, as the fans, you kind of get tired of seeing the same exact teams. I kind of feel like that's why Patrick Mahomes and they got the hate that they got this year, because even with all the Taylor Swift stuff going on, people were saying, well, they tired of seeing him win. But, I've seen Tom Brady get some of the same kind of hate, but I don't think it was the hate to this extent, And, Patrick Mahomes is still young. He's not even 30 yet, and he already got 3 Super Bowl rings. So it's kind of like, you would think that people would be more happy for him or rooting for him more because he is the complete package. The way he plays is kind of like backyard football. Like, he can roll out, he can extend plays, and he's mobile, he's smart, got a great arm. He's just an all-around complete quarterback, dual threat, who can run, and throw the ball and fit it in the spots that you wouldn't even think you could be able to fit it into. He knows how to read coverages and stuff like that. So, you know, I feel like it's just kind of a time where it needs to be kind of mixed up a little bit so he can get different challenges. You can get different teams playing each other, and you can see how it is, because in the NFC, in our division, NFC East, you already know the top 2 teams are going to be us and the Eagles every single year. It's just about who's going to come out on top, either us or the Eagles. No, the other divisions, as far as, like, I feel like the NFC is just, you already know who's going to win the division every time. The AFC is kind of like more up in the air, because you got teams like the Chiefs who, you know, had an 8-5 year or 8-6 year or something like that, where they only won like 9 games, I think, and they still went to the playoffs and won a Super Bowl. They looked bad all year long and was still able to come out and win the Super Bowl. And even years that they looked good, they came and had a chance to win the Super Bowl, if not win the Super Bowl. So teams like that you are constantly seeing do the exact same thing over and over, you kind of want to see something else. And from a fan's perspective, in my opinion, I appreciate greatness. So I don't mind seeing Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce winning over there in Kansas City, because, I mean, if you look at their season, they weren't even supposed to be there to begin with. They were more supposed to be a team that, if they made the playoffs, they probably were out first or second round. But that just goes to attest to Patrick Mahomes' greatness. You got a quarterback who isn't content with being regular, isn't content with being average, and he was able to go out and do what he was able to do as far as going out where his team was struggling this year, not being able to trust certain guys, getting them the ball and catching the ball to make plays for him. But he goes out in the playoffs and he's able to turn a different switch on and get all the way to the Super Bowl and win it. And yeah, he was tested going versus the Ravens, and then even going against the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Like, that wasn't an easy task. You played 2 of the top defenses in the league for this season. You were able to come out on top and win. So, you know, I think people got to give credit where it's due. A lot of times people don't want to admit that, you know, you got to give your flowers to the people who are doing great things, because you can't just hate because your team had a part of it, you ain't able to achieve the same goals. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's part of blocking your blessings, or just blocking stuff that you want to happen out from happening, because you sitting over here hating on the next man for doing something great that he worked hard for. But that's just my opinion on that, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about how the divisions should be split up. I know a lot of you Kansas City Chiefs fans, y'all don't care if it stay the same or if it changed, because y'all got Patrick Mahomes as y'all quarterback and Andy Reid as y'all head coach. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, you know, a former longtime Cowboys fan, you know, I would like to see something change. I feel like we have the best opportunity in the division that we are right now to realistically go and do something serious. But yeah, man, we're just not locked in all the way like we need to be. So it's just kind of like, are we ever going to get past that hump of beating the 49ers when it counts? Because, or just winning a playoff game that counts in general. I feel like we get to the playoffs and we just nut up. And, you know, it's kind of crazy to think about. Like, we go out and we play the Packers at home, and we're damn near undefeated at home, if not undefeated at home. 40 points a game. No reason to look bad, right? First game of the playoffs, we go out and get thrashed. Like, this is a playoff game, and we're down by like 30 or 40 before halftime. Like, and then we claw and scratch back to get back to within, I think, 3 or 10 at the end of the game to make it look better. But it's just like we never was in the game. We lost from the start. Taking all that into account, I just definitely feel like, you know, a lot of people would enjoy seeing it. And I definitely think it would make the league a lot better, because there's been a lot of different things that have been changing the rules and all this type of stuff, adding teams to different cities, talking about adding more teams to other cities. So I don't know, man. I think that's something that the NFL should do, man. Like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think they should do as far as the divisions, if you really care that much about this type of stuff. I know a lot of people are casuals. They don't really look too much into what they should do as far as division-wise and matchups. But I feel like the season will play out a lot differently if there were teams who are good and can't just get over that hump. If they were indifferent, if we switch the divisions up and kind of see how more even level teams are able to fight it out in their divisions, to kind of see what happens at the end of the day. Because I feel like it should at least be 2 at the least competitive teams that are like at the same level trying to fight to win a division, but like really low-key 3 teams that are all pretty solid teams that are fighting to win, you know. And then again, they are all NFL teams, but you know what I'm saying? And I forgot to even mention the Dolphins. The Dolphins are in the AFC too. I wouldn't mind seeing them in the NFC. seeing what they could do over there, because they're already good in the AFC. Like, it's a lot of good teams in the AFC, but only one team can come out and win the whole thing. AFC, you only really got 49ers, Cowboys, and Eagles you think about. AFC, you can go on and on, you know what I'm saying? So I just wish that they would kind of add some more good teams to the NFC side and maybe mix around some of the mediocre to low-tier teams between both divisions to kind of like just switch it up a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? Just give the divisions a fresh start, man. Give the NFL a fresh start. I feel like it's nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying, changing something around, especially at the age that we're in. We're getting in more into the future, I feel like, with more of the technology stuff and all this different type of stuff that's going on, man. We getting more into that type of time. So I feel like, you know, change is for the better. As well as shit, changing all these vintage outfits that everybody got. Like the Cowboys definitely need some type of new jersey concept or something. Like that Thanksgiving Day stuff. It's hard, don't get me wrong, but I definitely feel like we need something that's a little bit more up to speed with the current times and the current trend. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like that's something that needs to be implemented as well. So, yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think again in the comment section. Make sure y'all like this video. And one more time, man, if y'all can do me a favor and go ahead and look down in the description below and go subscribe to my vlogging channel. I will be uploading on that channel coming very soon. So y'all go ahead and go subscribe to that channel, man, and make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to this channel. I just added my YouTube channel to all my social media links. So if y'all ever want to feel the need to share the video, if y'all don't want to just do it from YouTube, y'all can do it from Instagram too, post it on y'all stories. Give your boy some love, man. It will be well appreciated, but that's going to be it for this video, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. It's been your boy. I'm gone.